child's pose on your mat. Bring your hips down towards your heels, forehead down to the mat. And right away, try to make it the most comfortable child's pose that it can be. So spreading the knees wider apart, maybe bringing your chest down closer to the mat. Having your hands out long in front of you, that's an option. You can also bring the knees together, building a little shelf for your torso. Sometimes it might feel better to have the hands back by your hips, palms up. Whatever you do, this is a resting pose, so you want to try to make it the most comfortable child's pose that it can be, so you can begin to focus on your breath. So take some inhales in through your nose, out through your mouth, just to start, bringing that attention, that rhythm to your breath. And then begin to transition into inhales in and out through the nose. We talk a lot about the breath here at Yoga to the People. That's because it is equally as important as these asanas, these postures that we're doing. It's what actually drives your practice. Those inhales in and exhales out. They allow you to move, to stretch, to sweat. They allow you to hold the posture just a little bit longer or sit a little bit deeper. So if that breath ever becomes choppy, if you ever lose it, you want to come down into this child's pose on your mat, you can always do that. It's always here for you. You can always modify any posture as needed as well, bringing a knee down or maybe an elbow to the knee. I'm never going to know exactly what the practice feels like in your body, so instead of fighting your way through it, try to make it something that's sustainable and enjoyable, that can bring a little joy into your life over these next 60 minutes. Here at Yoga to the People, we take collective vibrational breaths all together. They help tie us together. They bring that energy, these ha's and these hms. They also release heat and tension. They can vibrate the body. So let's go ahead and start with one now. We're going to exhale all the air out. Inhale in, a big breath in. And then exhale, H-A, ha. Awesome. Keep that attention on your breath as we move throughout class. You can begin to wake up your child's pose here, so walk your hands forward a little bit toward the front edge side of your mat. Keeping the hips down and back. Really trying to get a stretch in both sides of your arms, both sides of your rib cage. Maybe reaching so far forward that the elbows come up off the mat. And bring a little weight to your hands. Come into a tabletop position. So stack your shoulders over your elbows and wrists, hips over your knees. And pull your belly up and in here. We're going to take some cat-cow breaths. So on your inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, belly comes closer to the mat for your cow pose. On your exhale, round the spine up toward the ceiling. Try to tuck the chin in toward the chest. Pull the belly up and in for cat. And just keep breathing that way. Inhaling into your cow pose. Exhaling into your cat. And if moving the spine around or barrel rolling the chest is something that would help warm up the body, you can do that here too. Just wakening of the spine here as we start to get moving. Come into a neutral tabletop. So try to bring your spine flat. Pull the belly up and in. Make sure you're stacking the bones, shoulders over elbows and wrists. And on your inhale, right arm forward, left leg back for spinal balancing. and in, try to reach that back foot toward the back wall behind you. You can either point the toes or flex the foot, totally up to you. One more inhale, reach for length. Exhale, let it go. Take a breath. Next, inhale, left arm forward, right leg back. Opposite side. So press your left foot down into the mat, that area where you would normally tie your shoelace. Try to maybe even press your shin down into the mat too, if that's accessible. That left hand is gonna reach forward, so far forward, it's almost like you're trying to grab someone's hand out in front of you. Belly pulls up and in. One more inhale to reach. Exhale to let it go. Take some more cat-cows. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine. And come back into that neutral tabletop. On your inhale, right arm forward, left leg back, second set, spinal balance. And this time a little bit different. First, reach for length, then come into your awkward airplane plane. So right arm toward the right wall, left foot toward the left side of the room. Flex your toes toward the front of the room. Pull the belly up and in. And so we're introducing balancing here. It's gonna be a little fickle. Just breathe yourself through it. If you fall out, just get back in. Activate the core, it's gonna help you through this. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Strong moment, inhale to reach. Exhale to let it go. Take a breath. On the next inhale, left arm forward, right leg back. When you feel good and sturdy, inhale for length, and then exhale the left hand over to the left, right foot toward the teacher bench here. Flex the toes toward the front of the room. Pull the belly up and in, and if you fall out, you just have to be a little bit patient with yourself. How often are you ever in this position in your real life? One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Strong moment. Inhale to reach. Exhale, let it go. Take some more cat-cows. Inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine. Begin to tuck the back toes under, bring the hips up and back. Come into your first down dog of class. So you can move in this first down dog, bending into the knees, maybe coming into an upper push-up plank or an up dog. Totally up to you. Sometimes I like to walk the hands back by the feet, especially if the hamstrings are feeling a little tight. You can lift one leg, then another, anything that you need in these first few moments as we warm up the body. And then we'll begin to clean it up. So look at the feet back behind you. You want them to be about hips width distance. It's about 6 to 10 inches, depending on your hips. The hands out long in front of you. You want to spread your fingers super wide and make contact with the mat. All of your fingers, all of your palm. And then begin to press the mat forward and away. Sometimes if you just bring the tips of the fingers down into the mat, it can help with that. It can also help to push the hips up and back. Belly pulls up and in here, chest comes a little bit closer to the thighs. If you need to bend the knees for that long flat back, you can do so. On your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. On your exhale, open it up, bend into your knee, get into each one of your joints here. Hip circles, knee circles, spread the toes. Just try to move into each one of these joints so you're releasing that fluid that's going to help lubricate the joint. Inhale, lift it higher. Exhale, bring it down to the mat. Next, inhale, left leg goes up. Reach it toward the back of the room, and then inhale, lift it up higher, open it up on this side. You can do something the same or something different, totally totally up to you. Try to just get into each one of those joints, moving them around a little bit. Inhale to lift that left leg higher, and then exhale, bring it down to the mat. Go ahead and soften your knees, walk to the front of your mat, hang heavy in your forward fold when you get there. So you can sway back and forth, reach for opposite elbows. Maybe just reach the hands down toward the mat. If you want to go for a shoulder stretch, you can interlace the fingers, reach them up toward the ceiling behind you. You can bend into the knee a lot here too. And take a look at your feet down below you. You want to make sure they're hips width distance. So it's about 2 fists down in between your inner arches. On your inhale, bring your hands to your shins or thighs. Come into your half lift. Reach the crown of your head forward. So look down just in front of your toes. Pull the belly up and in. Shoulder blades come together down the back. And then you want to have that flat, long spine. That looks awesome. One more inhale to reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale to release, forward fold. On your inhale, come up into your mountain pose. So biceps frame your face here. You just want to stand tall here. It's a grounding pose, so big toe presses down, pinky toe presses down, back of the heel presses down, and then lift up on the inner arches while you lift up on your kneecaps, lift up on your quads. You want to drag the inner thighs back toward the back of the room, sort of spiraling the thighs in toward the center. Tuck the tailbone slightly down toward the mat as you pull the belly up and in, and then shoulders want to relax down the back. Maybe you close your eyes here for a few breaths. Seeing how it feels just to stand tall. On your inhale, open your eyes, look up, reach up. Maybe you reach back for a back bend. On your exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Inhale for your half lift, long flat back. Exhale, hands down, step back, upper push-up plank, pause there. We're just going to set up our flow here. This is what's going to connect all of our sequences as we move throughout class. So you want to stack your shoulders over elbows, wrists, pull the belly up and in. Lift the heels up toward the ceiling. If your knees are ever sagging down toward the mat, you can always bring them down. On your inhale, press your mat away. On your exhale, lower down halfway, keep the elbows in. On your inhale, untuck the toes, bring the heart through for your up dog. Press the toes and the hands into the mat so that everything else lifts up. And on the exhale, hips up and back into your down dog. That's our flow. We're going to take it throughout class as we move. You're going to take it to your own breath from now on. Over 2 inhales, 2 exhales, those 4 poses. Upper to lower, push up dog to down dog. Let's move a little faster. Soften your knees, walk hop float to the front of the mat. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale to release. Inhale up and past your mountain this time. Take out that big pause, reach up, reach back. And on your exhale, forward fold. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back, go for the flow. Soften your knees, walk, hop, float to the front of the mat. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale to release. Inhale up and past your mountain. Exhale, release. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back, go through a flow. When you get back in your down dog, just take it one more time on your own, that modified sun salutation. Just try to tie your breath to your movement, so as you move, you're breathing, you're tying or linking a breath with that movement. Just one time through. When you're all done, we'll be back in a down dog after your flow. Let's go ahead and take a breath together. Exhale the air out. Inhale in a big breath. And then exhale, H-A. Sounds so good. On your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. On your exhale, step it through in between your hands. Pivot your back heel down and inhale up into your warrior one. So biceps frame your ears. And then we'll just try to clean up the pose a little bit. Take a look at your front knee, try to stack it over the front ankle. Make sure you can see your big toe peeking out. And then the pinky edge side of your left foot, press it down into the mat so that you can drive that left hip a little bit more forward as you pull the right hip back in space. Belly pulls up and in here, and just try to relax the shoulders down the back. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back and go through a flow. On your next inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. Pivot the back heel down, inhale up, warrior one on your left. So this time that right pinky edge side presses down to drive that right hip a little bit more forward. Left hip pulls a little bit more back. If that seems really impossible, you can also walk the left foot out toward the left edge side of your mat, giving your hips a little bit more space to open up. Belly stays activated and hold up and in here. Try to tuck the tailbone slightly down toward the mat. Relax the shoulders, and on your inhale, reach up, reach back. On your exhale, hands down to the mat, step back, and go through your flow. When you're back in your down dog, take it one breath, one movement. Just warrior one on your right, warrior one on your left. Connected by those flows. You can take out the big pause that we just did before. Just linking your breaths to your movement. Soften your knees, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Hang heavy in a forward fold when you get there. Bend into the left knee a whole bunch. Bring the left hand down in front of the face. Reach the right arm up toward the ceiling. Just a simple twist, so really bend into that left knee. Try to keep the right leg straight. Drop that left hip down in space. And you're just twisting open here. You want to try to push that right hip out toward the right side of the wall or the room. One more inhale to reach up. Exhale to let it go. And bend deeply into the right knee. Bring the right hand down to the mat. Lift the left arm up. So press that left edge side of your left leg out. And just try to twist open, trying to stack your shoulders in one line. One more inhale to reach up. Exhale, let it go. Check your feet, you want them to be about hips width distance. On your inhale, come into your half lift, long flat back. On your exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, hips down, arms up, chair pose. Sit the hips down and back. Bring the weight into the heels. Belly pulls up and in here. And then tuck your tailbone slightly so you're not shifting the booty out behind you. You want to sort of tuck it underneath you. Give yourself a neutral lower back. Shoulders relax down the back, even though you're reaching up to where the front wall and the ceiling meet. And keep breathing and try not to hold onto any tension where it's not needed. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Take a couple of deep breaths here. These moments of stillness are an opportunity for the breath to catch up. On your next inhale, second set, sit your hips down and back, bring the weight back into your heels. Use that muscle memory. If the toes try to peel up off the mat, just try to lay them back down, let them be neutral. So in Sanskrit, this is called Utkatasana, which actually means intensely fierce pose, which you can probably feel anytime that you're in it. Everything firing, belly pulling up and in, the thighs begin to heat up, get spicy. Just breathe your way through it. Try to relax the jaw, let the tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. One more inhale to sit a little bit lower. Exhale, forward fold. Take a deep breath. And then inhale for your half lift, long, flat back. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step back. Go through your flow. After that little bit of intensity, let's take a breath together. You're going to exhale all the air out. Inhale in, a big breath, fill it up. And then exhale, let it go. Sounds really good. On your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. On your exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Pivot your back heel down to the mat. Inhale up into your warrior one. And then exhale, open into your warrior two. So right arm forward, left arm back. Try to tuck the tailbone underneath you. Try to bring your arms in one line in space. Try to stack shoulders over your hips. That front knee stacks over the front ankle, and just make sure that front knee isn't bowing in toward the left side. You want to keep it driving toward the front of the room. One more inhale to reach. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the mat, step back, and go through a flow. On your next inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. Pivot your back heel down, inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, open, warrior two. Tuck that tailbone underneath you, especially the left sit bone. That back leg is strong and straight. Try to relax the shoulders down the back. Try to reach through your triceps instead of up in your shoulders. You can just look forward over that front hand. One more inhale, sit a little bit lower. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the mat, step back and go through a flow. When you're back in your down dog, take it one breath, one movement. Warrior one, warrior two on your right. With a flow, warrior one, warrior two on your left. Flow. Just moving to your own breath, letting it drive your practice. If you want to move a little bit faster, you can hasten up the breath. If you want to move a little bit slower here, you can slow it down. It really is your practice. That's the wonderful thing about yoga. And try to let go of it having to be perfect. Just try to feel what these poses feel like in your body. If you're flowing, just keep flowing. You'll meet us. If you're back in your down dog, keep it active. Lift the hips up and back, press the mat away. On your inhale, pull in a bunch of air. And then exhale to let it go. Soften your knees, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Hang heavy in your forward fold when you get there. Then take your two peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Try to straighten the legs as much as you can, and you can bend the knees as much as you need to get those fingers around the big toe. As your legs begin to warm up, as the hamstrings begin to warm up, they'll begin to allow you to straighten out the legs. If the legs are straight, try to bring the weight forward into the big toe. Try to reach those sit bones up toward the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, let go of the pose. On your inhale, come into your half lift. Just reset the spine. Exhale to release. A little bit different this time. On your next inhale, sit your hips down and back. Bring your belly onto your thighs. Bring your chest onto your knees for your half chair. So actually try to bring lift your hips just a little bit in space and then bring your chest down closer to your knees. There you go. Try to relax the shoulders down your back even though you're reaching forward. The weight is still going to be in your heels here. Belly still pulls up and in. Core is still active. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Then bend the knees slightly. Come up one vertebrae at a time until you're standing at the front of your mat. Awesome. On your inhale, lift both of your arms up above you. Interlace your fingers, but let your index fingers reach up toward the ceiling. On your inhale, reach up, grab your skull in between your biceps, and on your exhale, bend over toward the right. So you can have the feet closer together if that feels good, or a little bit wider apart. Try to breathe into all of these intercostal muscles that separate your rib bones. Sometimes maybe if you actually grab your wrist and pull over, it can get you a little bit deeper of a stretch. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, reach up again, grab the skull, and then over to the left. Try to bump that right hip out to the right side. Try to keep the shoulders squared off so one shoulder doesn't come forward and space over the other one. And yeah, if you want to do that thing where you grab your wrist to get a little bit deeper of a stretch, you can do so. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. And then just separate your hands apart. Bring your feet hips width distance, yep. On your next inhale, hips down, arms up. Come back into your chair pose, last one of class. So activate the belly, pull it up and in, relax the shoulders down the back. If you want to go for a little bit of a challenge, you can begin to lift the heels up off the mat, but you don't have to. If those heels are providing some stability that you feel like you need, you can keep them down on the mat. Keep breathing, you've got it for 3. You can do anything for 2. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Take a deep breath here. Come into your half lift, long, flat back. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back and go through flow. Let's take a breath all together. Exhale the air out. just take some cat-cows. You can feel good in the spine after doing those chair poses. So inhale, lift the chin, lift the tail, belly falls closer down to the mat. Exhale to round the spine. It's a good opportunity here just to let the breath catch up as well. And begin to lift the hips up and back into a down dog. On your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. On your exhale, step it through in between your hands. Pivot your back heel down. Inhale up into your warrior one. Exhale, open warrior two, right arm forward, left arm back. Get set up here. If you need to widen your stance a little bit, you can always do that. Tuck the tailbone. Inhale to reach a little bit further. Then flip the front palm up toward the ceiling. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale to reach up, 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 and a little bit back for your reverse warrior. So you can bring your left hand to the thigh or maybe the calf. Just try to avoid the knee joint. If you want to reach it around toward the front hip crease, use that as leverage to push yourself a little bit further down into the lunge. One more inhale to reach up. On your exhale, come back to warrior two. Keep that bend in the front knee. Inhale to reach. Exhale for side angle. So right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Left arm up toward the ceiling. You want to try to stack the shoulders in one line here. You can use the inner part of your arm touching into the inner part of your leg to get a little bit of leverage to open up that front hip. You can always bring your elbow to your knee too. That can get some leverage to open up that hip as well. Exhale your air out. And on your inhale, come back up into your warrior two. When you get there, straighten your front legs, so two straight legs here. Keep the arms reaching toward each side of the room. Inhale. And then exhale, tilt for triangle. So right hand down to the top of the foot, maybe to the shin. You want to bump that left hip out back toward the back of the room. And then active legs here. You want to actually spiral this right thigh up and out, keeping it active, trying to press the pelvis toward the front wall in front of you. One more inhale to reach up. Exhale, both hands down to frame your front foot. Walk the back foot in as much as you need to for your pyramid pose. And shift both toes so that they're reaching forward toward the front of the room. And then just try to hang the head heavy here. Try to look back between your own knees toward the back of the room. Maybe you even think nose to knee. And if you need to bend that front knee slightly, it's a little bit too much on the hamstring, you can always do so. Seal the left hand down to the mat and then lift the right arm up for your revolved triangle pose. Trying to stack your shoulders in one line. Try to keep the hips squared off so that right hip, try to bring it back in space just a little bit. One more inhale to reach up. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. Step back, go through your flow. On your inhale, left leg up and back. On your exhale, step it through between your hands. Pivot your back heel down. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, open warrior two. So tuck the tailbone underneath you. Pull the belly up and in. If you need to widen your stance, you can always do that. Reach really far toward each side of the room. This is Lift the front palm up toward the ceiling. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale to reach up, 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 and a little bit back. So you want that arm to reach straight, straight up, and then back, getting that side stretch. It's almost like you're trying to high-five the back wall behind you. Keep the belly pulled up and in. Make sure that that front knee isn't bowing in either. It's a side stretch, so that left shoulder comes a little bit more forward, right shoulder a little bit more back. One more inhale to reach. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, reach toward each side of the room, and then exhale, tilt. So left hand down to the inside of your left foot. Come into your side angle pose. So keep the bend in your front knee. Bring your hand down to the mat. Reach that right arm up toward the ceiling. You can use that leverage of your arm on the inside of your thigh to open it up again. You want to try to scoop those front ribs over that front thigh. And then exhale your air out. On your inhale, come back up into your warrior two. When you get there, straighten that front leg. Now inhale to reach. Exhale to tilt for triangle. Left hand down to the top of the foot, maybe the calf or the shin. Keep active legs here. Try to stack your shoulders in one line. Maybe even trying to drag that right shoulder back toward the back of the room behind you. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, both hands down to frame that front foot. Walk that back foot in as much as you need to for your pyramid pose. And then you want both feet to face toward the front of the room. So it's like your feet are on train tracks. And then think heavy head here. Try to look back in between your knees. You need to bend into that front knee. You can always do it. Maybe you try to walk the hands a little bit further back, or even switch the hands so that the wrists face forward. All just different options. And seal the right hand down to the mat. Lift the left arm up for your revolved triangle. Try to stack your shoulders in one line and still go for a long straight spine here. So reach the crown of your head forward toward the front of the room. That left hip now tugs back and toward the midline of your body. One more inhale to reach up. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. Step back, go through a flow. Let's take a breath together. Exhale the air out. Inhale in a big breath. Exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. This time, back heel stays lifted up. On your inhale, you can walk that right foot over toward the right edge side of your mat. On your inhale, lift up into your crescent lunge. So activate the core here as you lift the arms up. Try to bend deeply into that front knee. Keep the back leg really straight and strong. And then you can always just lower your hips in space if it's a little bit of a balance challenge. So it's actually going to lower your center of gravity. On your inhale, reach up. On your exhale, twist open. So left arm forward, right arm back as you twist open toward this window side wall. You can actually even look at the wall for a little bit of a balance challenge, or maybe you even look back toward your right hand. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale to reach up toward the ceiling, and on your exhale, open up for warrior two. So bring that back heel down and open up, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale to reach. Exhale, tilt for side angle, so right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Left arm reaches up toward the ceiling. One more inhale, reach up, and then drop that left hand back behind your back. Reach for the top of your right thigh for your half bind. If you want to go for your full bind, you can bring that right hand underneath too. Try to open up that left shoulder, lifting it up toward the ceiling. One more inhale, reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. Step back, go through a flow. On your next inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. Back heel stays lifted. Walk that left foot over just a little bit, like your feet are on train tracks instead of tightrope. Activate the core and lift the chest up. Reach your arms up toward the ceiling, biceps frame your ear. Pull the belly up and in. You want to tuck the tailbone slightly underneath you. Bend deeply into that front knee. On your inhale, sit a little bit lower. On your exhale, twist open. So right arm forward, left arm back. Twisting open toward your left. Pull the belly up and in here. Try to keep the pelvis squared off at the front of the room. Maybe check that back left hand just for a little bit of a balance challenge. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale to reach up. And then as you open up, bring the back heel down for warrior two. Yeah, so if you need to shuffle the feet around to get there, you can totally do that. On your inhale, reach long. On your exhale, tilt. Left hand down to the inside of your left foot, right arm up toward the ceiling. For your side angle, try to stack your shoulders in one line here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, drop the hand behind the back. Reach for the front hip crease of your left leg. If you want to go full bind, reach the left hand underneath the left leg. Reach for fingers. Most importantly, try to twist yourself open and reach the crown of your head forward. One more inhale. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. Step back. Go through a flow. Let's take a breath together. Exhale it out. Inhale in a big breath. And then exhale, H-A. Sounds so good. Soften your knees, walk hop float to the front of your mat. Hang heavy in a forward fold when you get there. Let the breath catch up for a moment here. And soften your knees a little bit and then roll up one vertebrae at a time until you're standing at the front of your mat. Just gonna do a little bit of balancing here before we wind down. So you can bring your feet just a little bit closer together if that's a little bit more comfortable. On your inhale, lift your right knee up in space. And then just cross it over so that you're standing like a figure four, like you would normally cross your legs. You want to bring your hands to your heart center. So press down into the big toe and activate this standing leg, pulling up on the quad. That's going to help bring some stability. Hands come to heart center. If you feel good here, you've got good balance, you can totally stay here. If you want to go for something a little bit different, you can begin to bring your hips down and back. So almost like you're sitting into a chair here with those legs crossed. Oh, I can't even get it. Try to bring the hips back behind you. Look out in front of you at something that's not moving. And just keep breathing here. If you want to go for a little bit more, you can bring the hands back behind you. You've got it for 3. If you fall out, just get back in 2. 1, begin to stand up. Bring the right leg down. Maybe bend the knees just a little bit. And then bring the left leg up in space, left knee up in space. And then just cross it over just like you were done before. Look out at something out in front of you that's not moving. Press the big toe down into the mat. Pull up on this quad, activate it so it brings some sturdiness. If you're here and you feel good, you can stay here. This is a lot of balancing. If you want to go for a little bit more, you can bring those hips down and back. Keeping your hands at heart center, just looking at something in front of you that's not moving. Just like you're sitting in a little tiny chair behind you. Keep breathing, don't lose the breath. If you want to go for more, you can bring the hands back, yep. We've got it for 3, 2, 1, begin to stand up. On your inhale, bring your arms up over your head, maybe reach for a back bend. On your exhale, forward fold. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back and go through a flow. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Bend your knee, open up that hip, and then bring it through for half pigeon. So right knee is going to become behind the right wrist. You want to point it toward the right wall, side wall, in wherever you're practicing. Take a moment, sit upright, come onto the fingertips, and then bring the head and the forehead down to the mat. If you can't make it all the way down to the mat, maybe you can make a little pillow out of your forearms or even your fists. Just try to rest your head somewhere on something to let go of any tension in the neck. If you want to go for a little bit more intensity, you can walk your foot forward so that your shin is more parallel with the top edge side of your mat. If you need something a little bit less, you can walk the heel in toward the hip crease. And just deep belly breaths here. Trying to drag that breath down deep into the belly, actually ballooning into that right hip, creating space. And notice if you're holding on to any tension anywhere, usually in the shoulders, we're usually trying to hold ourselves up in this pose, try to let it go. And then begin to exhale all the air out. Inhale in a big breath, fill it up. And then exhale, H-A-ha. 2 or 3 more deep belly breaths here. And then begin to bring some weight into the hands as you lift your chest up. Bringing that right leg back. Going through a flow. You need to move the right leg around a little bit, you can. But your left side is waiting, so on your inhale, lift your left leg up, open it up, and then bring it through. Try to point that left knee toward the left side wall. Inhale to sit up straight. And then exhale to bring the forehead down to the mat. Deep belly breaths. Try to stay with your breath here. So maybe you say to yourself, now I inhale, now I exhale. Any thoughts are popping into your brain, just try to not think critically about any one of them. Just let them float by like clouds. And just begin to exhale the air out. Inhale in a big breath to fill it up. And then exhale, H-A-ha. 2 or 3 more deep belly breaths. And when you're ready, you can begin can just go straight back to a down dog, totally up to you. When you get back into your down dog, bend into your knees a whole bunch, maybe lift one leg and then the other. See how the body is feeling here. Then come into an upper push-up plank. Inhale to press your mat away. Exhale, lower down slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your chin out long in front of you. Bring your arms out long in front of you too. Walk the feet together if you can. On your exhale, press your hips down into the mat. On your inhale, arms up, legs up, chin up, chest up. Come into your super yogi pose. We're only going to do one today, so try to give it all you've got. Maybe you look up toward the ceiling, body follows the eyes. If the legs separated, you can bring them back together. One more inhale, reach for length. On your exhale, let it go. Bring an ear down to the mat. Bring your hands back by your hips, palms up. And a couple of deep belly breaths here. Sometimes this can get the heart really pounding, so deep belly breaths can help to slow it down. One more big inhale, big exhale. And then just go ahead and flip yourself over onto your back. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just keep your hands or your head and feet where they are. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe roll back and forth on the mat. You can wrap your arms around your knees, reaching for opposite elbow. Maybe even grabbing for your knees and moving them around to give yourself a little bit of a lower back massage. And bring the soles of your feet together for your bound butterfly. Interlace your fingers around your feet. Try to splay the knees open wide. And try to keep the spine down on the mat. Maybe you use your elbows to get a little bit of leverage to open up those knees too. Then you can open it up for a happy baby. Shine the bottoms of your feet up toward the ceiling. Stack your ankles over your knees. Bring your knees wider than your torso. You can roll back and forth on the mat, side to side. Straighten one leg, then another. When you're ready, you can come down into your final Shavasana. Let your eyes close, let your feet splay out. Let your fingers curl up toward the ceiling. Let the breath begin to return to normal. Thank you so much for practicing with us here today. We so much appreciate you being a part of our community, helping keep this yoga, this donation-based yoga, available and accessible to anyone who needs it. Anything that you can donate is so greatly appreciated. There is information on the page below as to how you can do so. At Yoga to the People, we end each class with a quote and a reading of the singing bowl. Today's quote comes from Rumi, who said, "Keep on knocking till the joy inside opens a window. Look to see who's there. One last time, take a breath out. Inhale in to fill it up. And then exhale to let it go.